Hello everyone, Twisted Animatronic here. Now, in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Chica is seen to do many mysterious things, such as crying when nobody's around, eating out of bins, and even having secret dialogue in a ruined version. All of this amounts to something far greater than their original parts, and was she secretly trying to tell us something that we've completely missed in Security Breach? With that being said, many people believe that her character in Security Breach was completely underdeveloped, and at first glance, you might think this to be the case, but if you look deep under the surface, there's far more going on here than any other animatronic. And not only that, what is the real significance in us giving her voice box back in ruin? And that is what we're going to be exposing today, my friends. Was Chica simply an evil character, or was she really on the side of good? She just never had the chance to tell us, or was trying to tell us in her secret way, but we completely missed it. I mean, in the game, you continuously see her twitch, glitch out, even her voice on times seemed to be broken as well. And I'm not talking about her ruined form. Her idle animations, walking animations, check-in animations, all have glitchy similarities to them, and her being twitchy in herself. Now, we do know that when no one is around, Chica can be heard crying. Now, at first, I thought this purely down to, well, just like Roxy, you know, she's upset that she hasn't caught Gregory, she's upset that she's damaged or whatever it might be, but no. Her crying actually happens before she's damaged, before anything really happens, and she only seems to do it when no one else is around. This is a key factor in her development and will come back later on. Because the question has to be asked, why would an animatronic, who supposedly has no emotion, be heard crying? Well, I will come back to that, because let's continue. Let's look at her eating habits. She's seen numerous times throughout Security Breach, eating out of bins, trash, and anything she can get her hands on. I mean, don't you find it weird that she is the only animatronic which seems to be eating? No other animatronic seems to do this. I mean, there's even a message in Security Breach in one of the memos that says, "Attention kitchen staff, all food materials must be securely stored at closing. Chica has been caught eating from the kitchen garbage after hours." Now, we know Chica is the face of Size, which basically tells you to eat lots of pizza and exercise at the same time and getting healthy. And Fazbear Entertainment themselves obviously portrayed Chica as a fitness-centric animatronic. Now, you might be wondering where I'm going with this and how this all relates to Chica trying to tell us something in Security Breach. Well, let's go back to the very beginning of Security Breach, that initial cutscene. We see Chica is far more concerned about Freddy and what happens to him than any other animatronic, because when we see Freddy collapse on stage, the first animatronic to run over to him is Chica, seeming awfully concerned for her bandmates, showing a caring, deeper, sentimental side. All of this in itself, if you missed it, is starting to build character for Chica, but on the surface, you wouldn't see any of this. Take her crying like we said earlier, for example. Now we have some context, it'll start to make sense. She isn't crying just because she hasn't found Gregory. It's the actual opposite. She's crying because she can't help Gregory. She's crying because she's programmed to help these children, entertain them, but right now, she's overridden with the glitch trap virus and controlled by Vanny. We know this because Vanessa literally orders the animatronics to go and look for Gregory. Rather than simply help Gregory, she's programmed to capture him because of this glitch trap virus. And it goes against everything in her programming. That's why she seems far more glitchy than the rest, because she's far more caring than the rest. She's fighting this glitch trap virus. She's fighting the demon inside of her, making her more glitchy. And when she's forced to chase Gregory and capture him, when she's on her own, the self-realization kicks in and she's extremely upset because all she wants to do is protect the children. But she can't, and that's why she can be heard crying. This then builds into her eating disorder, which she clearly has. She's literally eating out of stress. She's junk food eating. She's eating junk. Now, it could also be the fact that the glitch trap virus has amplified some of her traits. Now, immediately you'd think that Fazbear Entertainment built Chica so she was able to eat and promote food, right? But this doesn't seem to be the case in her design. I mean, there's no food disposable mechanism inside her chest cavity. We know this to be true because in a memo from management, it says that repairs have gotten costly because she's eating food and she isn't designed to. This is extremely important because if show, she wasn't actually programmed to eat food, but yet she's developed this disorder because of everything which is going on. Her being extremely upset she's unable to help Gregory. Her fighting this glitch trap virus is all too much, so she literally eats all the trash as a coping mechanism. Now, immediately you'd think that Glamrock Chica is quite deceptive, because obviously she gives Gregory false promises of offering him candy, taking him to his parents, trying to comfort him to seem friendly in an effort to give out his location so she can capture him, right? But these lines, however, are pre-recorded, and they're pre-recorded to ensure child safety in the Pizzaplex. She isn't maliciously out to capture Gregory and using these voice lines to lure him. No, these are pre-recorded messages. She's just simply using the line she has and following a subroutine which she's programmed to do. So this, to me at this stage, doesn't line up with her personality. I mean, she even keeps a bowling ball from Bonnie in her green screen room, showing she clearly misses him and is mourning his death, very much like Glamrock Freddy.
I do not come up here anymore. I miss him.
So all of this is pointing to the fact that the likelihood is she wouldn't hurt Gregory. It's not in her nature, her personality, her caring nature wouldn't allow that if it wasn't for the glitch trap virus. And is this something she's trying to tell us throughout the game? Another interesting point to note here is that if you look at Roxy or Monty, do you ever see them glitching out or having the twitches like Chica does when she's walking around? No, not at all. This tells me that they're not in a position where they're fighting the virus like Chica is. Would that mean then that Chica could potentially have had a redemption arc? Very much like we see happen to Roxy with Cassie, where Roxy completely changes her personality and becomes a protector of Cassie. We also know that when Chica is obviously completely destroyed and ruined, she meets Cassie, she doesn't directly attack her, and Cassie doesn't seem phased at her at all and really feels sorry for her and says this voice line.
Chica? What happened to you? You look awful.
She says that almost in a mournful way, as if Chica's completely gone. And as we know, in Ruin, her mind has completely gone. However, there are things throughout Security Breach and Ruin telling us and hinting at the fact that she was a good animatronic all along. Remember, Freddy clearly states that he and his bandmates are not programmed to harm anybody.
There must be a good explanation. They are not capable of hurting a guest. None of us are. It would go against our programming.
I know Roxanne Wolf and Monty clearly seem like they're going to, but that's because they were corrupted and didn't realize this until it's too late. But Chica, she was obviously doing her best to fight off the virus and the hacking and the corruption. I mean, where we actually put her into the crusher, she didn't deserve that. She wasn't actually after us as such. Gregory went out of his way to decommission Chica. Perhaps if he helped her instead, she would have been fine. And I know what you're thinking, well, is there actually any evidence for this and her being under the control of this glitch trap virus? Well, believe it or not, there might actually be. Remember how she always tries to coax Gregory out of hiding by calling his name with her Gregory voice?
Who wants candy? Gregory.
Have you ever actually thought how she knows Gregory's name? We know the fact that Gregory has not spoken to Chica, not even once. Sure, we know Freddy knows Gregory's name because Gregory literally tells him it in the first cutscene.
I'm Gregory.
Gregory. Gregory.
Is it possible that Chica had overheard this from her green screen room? Well, that's literally impossible. Her green room is the farthest away from Freddy's, at the other end of the hall. Miles away even, no chance. Well, what about the Fazwatch? Could she have heard it through that? Well, we know she isn't connected to the Fazwatch, only Freddy is. So who else could she have heard the name from? It couldn't have been the other animatronics because they don't use the name directly. We have Montgomery basically saying, hey, little guy.
Hey, little guy.
And Roxy just says kid.
Hey, kid.
So they are out of the question. The only other person we know who knows Gregory's name is Vanessa, or in this case, Vanny. And we know this to be true because when Vanessa talks to Freddy in Parts and Service, she goes on about how the Fazwatch keeps saying Gregory's name.
His name is Gregory. You know how I know that? His Fazwatch kept repeating it in your voice. Gregory, are you there? Gregory?
Upon discovering his name, Vanessa/Vanny then uses this to her advantage, tells Chica, who she's obviously controlling with the glitch trap virus, Gregory's name, and then Chica obviously starts using it. This backs up the fact that she's being controlled by Vanny/the glitch trap virus in order to hunt Gregory down, although she is trying to fight it to the best of her ability, hence the glitches and the twitches. Now, we do know that strangely enough, in Ruin, Cassie seems to give Chica her voice box back. This is interesting to me because obviously, if you go down the route of deactivating Chica in Security Breach, that would mean Gregory would take Chica's voice box and install it into Freddy. This clearly doesn't happen because in Ruin, we get a hold of the voice box, it's not installed in Freddy, thus Gregory did not decommission Chica because the voice box isn't installed in Freddy. Now, one could argue that Chica is still missing her voice box in Ruin now, and that would imply that Gregory stole it but didn't give it to Freddy. But again, that's not correct. Chica still has a resemblance of her beak in Ruin. I mean, looking at the two designs in comparison, the Ruin Chica and the Shattered Chica, in the Shattered Chica she completely loses her beak, but in the Ruin version she has the resemblance of the bottom of her jaw, you know, the metal casing, which implies she never went through the trash compactor, meaning Gregory didn't take the voice box. It implies something else had happened to her leading up to the events of Ruin, something potentially which would lead her into this state. We know Gregory would play a part in it up to a degree, or simply being left abandoned after the Pizzaplex is closed could also play a huge part. Coupled with the fact that she was eating all this food would have definitely have damaged her, and without any maintenance personnel around to repair her, would have left her in a huge state of disrepair. But I believe there's something far deeper going on here. As we've already summarized, Chica has been continuously trying to fight off this infection, you know, the glitch trap virus. She doesn't want to harm anyone, Gregory or otherwise, and it goes completely against everything she believes in. So what would actually happen then if she'd beaten the virus? She was no longer under glitch trap's control. Do you think that Vanny would simply let Chica go against her orders? No chance. We've seen before that Vanny has the authority over the bots, the glamrocks, even the endos. We know this because in one of the endings she literally sends the staff bots to disassemble Freddy. The likelihood is that Chica was able to fight back the virus enough that it made Vanny extremely suspicious and concerned. She was already extremely suspicious that Freddy was turning against her.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Officer Vanessa, I do not know how I got here.
Because we obviously know Freddy starts to lie to Vanessa, and she couldn't afford another animatronic to turn on her. This could imply how Chica had suffered so much damage. It wasn't the trash compactor, it could have simply been Vanny's doing. The biggest insult to injury for someone who's trying to fight back against what is wrong is to remove their voice, their ability to help. Perhaps as some cruel joke, this is why Vanny didn't completely destroy Chica. She just simply wanted to stop her from being able to talk up against her, to tell people what was really happening, to tell the other animatronics. Being so depressed and so upset that she was unable to now voice her concerns or help anybody, this is why she turns out the way she does in Ruin. She's completely broken in her mind. All that she wants to do is soothe herself through eating. She didn't want to hurt Cassie upon seeing her enter the building, but she was so mentally gone to even respond. When she gets her voice back, all she mentions is pizza, the mental turmoil and upset caused by her inability to help, even after she was the most aware of this virus of all the animatronics. And this is the really sad and interesting thing here. We know in Ruin the virus is all but gone in Roxy, so it should be in Chica too. Monty's just too frustrated to change his ways and too far gone, and Chica is too mentally scarred too. But despite all this, the early warning signs were there. The fact that she was battling the virus implies she could have potentially have been saved. Imagine Gregory didn't want to destroy her and actually wanted to help her. She could have been saved. But by the time Cassie finds her and attempts to fix her, it's simply too late. Gregory could have had two guardians to help him escape the Pizzaplex, and I think this is what Vanny was afraid of and didn't want to happen. Perhaps all along Chica was trying to show to everybody that she was infected without even being aware that they were infected too. She tried to tell us all along, but just had the door slammed in her face. And with that being said, I'm shutting the door on this theory. So what do you guys think? Do you enjoy the theory? Is there anything I missed? Could Chica have been saved? Did we see all the signs that were secretly there all along and that she was trying to tell us? Do you believe Vanny would do such a thing? Well, I think she would. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And it's at this stage I'd also like to point out the thumbnail. This was done by a person called Nocturnal Lavenge. And you can see their work on screen now. They're absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend checking out their stuff. A lot of the evidence used in this video has come from my other videos. I've just compiled it all together. So I feel this is the definitive Chica video on my channel. But in terms of Roxy, well, I highly recommend checking out my Roxy videos if you want to know everything behind her, such as the hidden message she was trying to tell us in Ruin and how it solves the mimic and the actual ending. Highly recommend checking this video out. And as always, massive thanks to my YouTube members on screen now, with a huge thanks to Lauren C and William Plays, who's golden twisted ones, and Penguin Lover 12, who's actually a twisted animatronic and ultimate theorist. I'm Twisted Animatronic, and stay safe out there, superstars.